My question is: life like exploration for you then?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think especially since my entire childhood was not able to, I was not allowed to explore. Like I was given a set of rules and that was just what we had to follow. Not even just religion, just as well. My parents were very much, even though only 2 out of 7 of my sisters did higher education, but we were always, taught a very structured way of how we were supposed to do life. Spiritually and career wise and everything. You go to school, you do well in school, you go to college, graduate, have a career, get married, have kids. We were taught a very like structured way of living. And so I fight it with tooth and nail.
I wonder if this counterintuitive ideation that you have with the things that you've been taught is a byproduct of like just Gen Z in general, where our entire generation is kind of characterized by flipping patterns that have been or not patterns but flipping traditions that have been unquestioned. Flipping structures and traditions that haven't been questioned for the last like 100+ years.
Totally.
Right? So it's like we feel a little too big for the pants that our parents have been wearing, our ancestors have been wearing for the last whatever.
Totally.
And maybe because things weren't so free, they didn't have many options. They had to romanticize it. So this is the person meant for me, and I'm going to make the most of it type stuff, where it's like now with the options, like I'm looking for the person that matches me the best and is like not conforming to this whole thing. And if it doesn't match where I'm trying to explore and expand into the experience that we called quote unquote life,
right,
then I'm going to find the person that does.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah, our generation is definitely characterized by being more fluid-minded, fluid-thinking people for sure.
Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just like calling attention to it.
Yeah,
right?
No, I think that's an interesting point.
Also on top of that, I think you can do both.
Do both what?
You can be explorative and still believe in the soulmate.
Okay.
But what falls apart is the romantic path.
What?
Because those ideas kind of fight each other.
Oh,
right?
Gotcha.
So if you can become a little more disillusioned with, which you kind of did without necessarily doing.
What do you mean?
I'll explain it.
Okay.
Without necessarily doing what I'm about to explain, because you kind of did it.
Okay.
And you kind of believe it. But you kind of have to believe it in order to think that or like to pursue the idea of one person for the rest of your life, but also be open to the experience of living.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt to the changes.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
The moment that this isn't working, to just accept it and move on when it's not working, and not necessarily in a way like, oh, the next person that comes along, like, wow, you match me so much more than this person, and kind of explore that and like, okay, well, I had a very nice time with you. Gonna move on with my life.
Yeah.
Like that's not a very romantic idea.
No.
But that is kind of the way that people are living their lives.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I will like go on out on a limb and say that's the way that people should be living their lives.
With those two, holding those two things to be true.
Because I think that's how you maximize it.
Yeah.
And of course, there's this whole idea of whether maximization is a good goal to have. And it's a very like characteristic byproduct of American society and American culture specifically. Overabundance, consumer, and the media that we consume.
Totally.
Telling us like we can have both and all at once, all the time. So that idea isn't necessarily wasted on me.
Yeah.
But if you want to live life and you want to pursue things and you want to have a full edifying experience, why is it so demonized to experience things as far as experience things to the extent that they are for you in that moment, and then when it's not working, to separate yourself from that and pursue the next thing that's working for you. Not in a very toxic serial dater type of way, like you're not working on yourself and like doing all that stuff, but just being open to the changes of experience. People don't want to do that because it's not a romantic idea.
Right.
It's a very, in a way, it's a very ugly idea. Right? It's like, oh, like you're literally just using people as for convenience.
That can be
right?
a way to perceive it.
But it might not be as negative depending on how you handle it. So I
No,
think-
especially if you are genuinely and fully investing yourself into those relationships, right?
Yeah.
Things can run their natural course. Romantic relationships, friendships,
all that jazz.
yeah, things ebb and flow. Sometimes people are there for a season and a reason.
But yeah, people are here for a season. I think we need to appreciate seasons more.
Yeah.
Whenever it's winter, we want it to be summer so badly. Mm-hmm. And then when it's summer, it's too hot and we want it to be spring.
Yeah.
And like everything is here for its time.
I agree with that.
And I don't find any more value in these hot summer rainy months in July and August than I find in my birthday month, which is January, winter, beautiful, perfect time of the year. I don't think
I just don't like the sun.
I'm not a big sun human being.
Not a big sun person.
But like I don't hate summer.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck summer.
Right.
You know, like fuck that bitch. She's a bitch. She's
Sure.
annoying.
Okay.
No, I don't
That's
feel
good.
that way.
That's
I don't
good.
feel that way. It's just, and I was talking to this guy last night too at the bar. His wife was over here talking to me about how, or I was talking to another person at the bar about how beautiful the sunset is because he came at a nice time and like you just missed the rush. You're having a good time, whatever. They overheard me and they're like, "Yeah, the sunset is kind of beautiful, huh?" Her husband, mustache motherfucker, talking about, "Yeah, no, I've been in California for so long that I don't really care about the sunset. And it's whatever, but I know I'll see a beautiful one tomorrow, so I don't really care about it." And I'm like, that's a very sad way to live.
What if you, never mind. I'm not going to wish that over that man. I'm not going to speak that over that man.
What if he died?
Yeah. And he never saw a sunset again.
That's not wishing anything over anybody. What
I
are you
know, but I
talking
just don't like to
about?
speak that. I don't like people to speak that over me. Like, what
Right.
if you died? I'm like, don't say that to me.
Don't say that to me.
Do not put that over me. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? What if I die? What are you talking
Right,
about?
exactly.
I don't need to have negative energy in my life.
No, literally, do not speak. Like, words are powerful.
Hey, yo.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I was trying to explain